I know
That's
we've
a
started
big
this
one,
story
yeah.
like in the middle, but be friends first before you start dating.
Okay.
Know what exactly he likes. He must also know what you like.
Hello beauties and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Fadai Manyeza and I am all about the good vibes, if you know what I'm saying. So guys, today I am joined with my beautiful mother here. I know we look alike, right? And yeah, so as you guys can see with the title of this video, today we're just going to be, well, mom is basically going to be sharing a bit of advice, you know, of just the reasons why she thinks that marriages are not lasting in the 21st century. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. She usually shares these stuff with me, but I decided let's be nice and let's share it with you guys watching today. So if you guys have also not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, mother. So the other time, right, the reason I did this video, because the other time on Twitter, I saw a post that somebody was asking why are marriages not lasting today, like how, you know, like our parents and grandparents' marriages were lasting. What are girls, and it was girls talking about this, so what exactly are girls doing wrong that you feel like they could change or they could work on, or just, you know, just tell us. So by the way, guys, so my mother was married to my father for 21 years, right? That's a long time, y'all. So yeah, so I just want to basically hear from you. So the first point I want to ask is, when it comes to the kitchen, when it comes to cooking, so you know how a lot of people say that, you know, a woman's place is in the kitchen, and then now, as you know, new school girls are saying, no man, you know, like our husbands must also cook, it's just not a woman's place in the kitchen. What's your take on that?
Well, I think the kitchen really, the kitchen can be shared, duties can be shared, but really the woman must take care of the kitchen, must organize meals, and well, this is the old school kind of thing. I'm going to be saying things that I know from the old school, and I know we're going to clash in a number of things. But what I think really is a man can help in the kitchen,
Yes.
but I don't think out of duty.
What do you mean by out of duty?
You mustn't place him on the duty roster to say, okay, Monday you're cooking, you're doing the dishes, and you're doing this.
Okay.
Let him help because he feels that he wants to help. I think
Okay.
that is only fair. Well, this is how I did it, and it worked. Yeah.
Okay, so then what if somebody is like, no, but I work so hard, you know, I work in a hectic place and my schedule does not allow me to be cooking every day. What then, as a woman, as a married woman, would you then advise people to do?
Well, then you've got the weekend. Come weekend, you have your containers, you prepare your stews, different type of stews. You can have your oxtail, your chicken stew, your beef stew, you name it, and then you pack them nicely, you freeze them. So during the week when you come back from work, you can just make, you know, quickly make something like rice, pasta, or anything up, and a vegetable which doesn't take long, and then you take out your packs depending on what you want to have, and then there you are.
Okay.
That's less pressure.
Okay, quick question. So you know how some people say that, what do they say? They say that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So what do you say about that?
That is very true.
Okay.
That is absolutely true. I've worked with men in different kind of organizations, and they're free to talk. And you find somebody complains that on a daily basis they come home, the wife knows that they want pap and mohudu, you know, tripe and things like that. But now the wife just wants to prepare chips and T-bone steak and things like that. The next thing, he ends up going to look for somewhere else to have his food. Maybe street, you know, like street food, or even other places who'll get there.
Right. Okay, so I think basically, what Mom is saying is that you need to try and just schedule it the best way possible. That also does not really become a frustration to you. So like plan ahead, but it still goes back to it worked for her, so it could work as well.
It does.
Just just plan ahead. Cook for your man, make him happy by cooking for him.
Yes.
And yeah. All right. Okay, let's jump on to the second one. Okay, so now this is a very big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how when people move in together or when people get married, now you're sharing space, and you guys could bump heads quite a lot. You might be interested. Let's say, for example, like today there's football finals. There's football going on, but you as a wife, you're not even interested in that. Maybe the things that your husband is into are not the things that you are into. What do you then do in that case?
I think marriages are all about negotiating and compromising, and then also teaching yourself to enjoy the things that your husband enjoys. Yeah, because then you're going to have a terrible clash. Sit and watch football with him.
Okay.
Ask him what is happening and why does this one have a red card? Why is this one coming out? And why is this one coming in now? It's almost like 5 minutes before the game stops or something. Have interest, have passion, and then at least you can have things to talk about.
Okay.
And then likewise, he also gets to share also what you like. I think it worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what happens if, let's say, you are making an effort on like to be interested in what your husband is interested in, but he's not making an effort with what you're interested in? Then what do you do in that case?
Well, I think it's all about, I always encourage people to be friends first. I know we've started this story like in the middle, but be friends first before you start dating.
Okay.
And know what exactly he likes. He must also know what you like. I think that way.
Okay.
That's what works, because then you know what he likes, he knows what you like, what you don't like, and things like that.
So you guys should get along you're right, because before we even talk about marriage, when you first see each other, I think the problem is that some people, they think they can change maybe someone, or they can change the way somebody thinks or the things they like. So because let's say if you see somebody, you're like, oh, okay, I like this person, and then next thing you guys decide, let's say he's into football, you into chess, I know it's so random, and you guys are completely different, but then you tell yourself that, maybe we can work it out. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Because you know how some people say opposites, what do you say, opposites attract, right? Is that really true?
Well, I'm not really sure, but all I know which works out is get to know the person way before, because love is a very big topic. It's got so many facets. It's got so many different kind of subtopics and things like that. But get to know him as a friend first. He must get to know you as a friend first, because the butterflies that you feel, they don't last like forever. There are times when those butterflies are not going to be there.
Right.
So when love is not there, your friendship kicks in.
Did you guys hear that? When love is not there, your friendship kicks in. Okay, I love that.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
really
it does. So when you're friends and you tolerate each other, you forgive each other and everything else. So it's easy for you to sit and also watch the game. It's easy for him to come to the kitchen and peel carrots with you and talk, or just go shopping with you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because it's very difficult to like break up with a friend.
Yeah.
Like you guys will get over it, but then obviously in a relationship you'd be really like, cheers, I'm out of this. So that makes a lot of sense. Oh, good advice, Mom. Good advice. Okay, so the next one, which is also a really big thing. So you know how with social media, right? Everybody is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever the case is, right? And there's some days where some people chill on the phone for almost the whole day and don't really do anything. Do you feel like social media has its impact? I mean, because when you were married, I mean, like obviously you're not that old. I mean, my mom is young, but like there wasn't too much of social media, compared to these days. So do you feel like that has created a bit of a problem?
Social media on its own, it's good. We are kept connected to people, but it is bad as well. You need to be able to balance your time. How much time do you put, towards your Twitter, your WhatsApp and everything else, and how much time? You can actually be very close yet very far, so distant. So the phone, that I call it a little communication box, that is the major problem. This is why some of like my mother's marriage, her mother's marriage, which is my grandma, that's why they lasted longer than what we see today.
Right.
Because like in my day, I'm blessed because I've seen generations. I've actually seen a transition from the time where there wasn't any of this Facebook and everything. Our Facebook was like Facebook in the true sense. We had a hardcover book that we would write in, like your friends would write in and then put pictures. They write about their profiles. They would put your profiles and things like that. But whenever we parted, like if you last met at school, maybe you would hear that somebody left there now in the USA or anything else. But then we would never get to meet unless maybe if you bump into them somehow when they came back home. Okay. But now everyone is a touch of a button away. And then you link, to everyone. Yes. Ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, you name it. Everyone is a touch of a button away. So what you need to do now with that information is what directs your relationship. So many people are breaking up simply because of cell phones.
That's true.
So many people are putting their effort, their everything in social media. By the time dinner time comes, they haven't prepared anything. They've been chilling on their phone and everything else. So that is a major problem. It is good if used nicely, but if not,
then it is
a major problem. It is.
I like how you mentioned how because of social media you literally you a screen away, you a tap of a button away from your ex. And speaking about exes, there are times where, let's say, you would have had a problem in your relationship and you're like, but actually I have that ex. And then you decide, let me just check up on you, which is wrong, right? Like, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
So, and going into the next question then, in a marriage, right? When you have problems, how exactly do you deal with it in the best way possible? I know it's a very open question because you can say so much, but obviously because of time, if you to say it in a very short way, how exactly does one deal with issues when married?
I think everything comes to communication. Speak about issues, but not only speaking about issues. Choose the right moment to speak about your issue. Like suppose you have a misunderstanding and it's during the day, you're at work, he's at work. The phone is usually not the best place to solve your issues. Like, don't call and start shouting at each other and things like that. Wait for a moment that you get home. Take a walk. I always say the bedroom is not a courtroom. The bedroom is a bedroom.
Highlight, the bedroom is not a courtroom. Okay.
That's not where we talk about issues.
Okay.
Take a walk. Not even in the car, because in the car it can actually become dangerous. Because you can lose your temper and things can go horribly wrong on the road. So make time when somebody comes in. Okay, welcome them. Suppose you've driven home, to work, from work to home, and he's done the same, or maybe in the same car. You have a time and say, can I speak to you about what happened during the day? I didn't quite like it. Maybe you didn't see how you spoke to me, but make them see things your way.
Okay.
And then allow them to also explain why they reacted in the way that he did. So I think the problem is when somebody comes in, they've also had a rough day. You've also got your issue with him, and then allow him to settle.
Oh, yes.
Let him come in, let him settle. Greet him as if there's no issue. Allow him to take a shower and everything else.
And it's hard because you'll be like,
it is hard.
I'm mad at you.
Because half the time you're boiling.
Yes.
But then allow them to do that. When they're settled, find the right time to talk about issues. That is what works out.
Okay. I think that's
it's not easy. I'm not saying it because I was a master at doing that.
Right.
But I'm saying it because I learned during my 21 years that those kind of things work.
Yes,
But
yes.
a word for a word, at times you'd find that you both get very irritated, you're uptight, and you end up saying things that you will regret.
And that's something that we need to avoid, you know, to
Exactly.
say things. So try and cool down, although it's
Yes,
very
because
difficult.
words are just like it's like toothpaste. You squeeze it out very easy, but you
Yeah.
cannot take them back.
Right.
So,
Guys, the
careful.
wisdom that is being shared up in this place today. But that's really nice. And like, you know, wow, very nice. Okay, and going into the last question. So friends and family, right? So I think this is also quite an important one where just a few days ago, actually, like as the whole family and my brothers included, we're just talking about like girls' night out, guys' night out, especially when you're married, and how exactly does one have fun still while they're married. So is it okay for people to still be linking up with friends when they're married, or is that something that people like you stop completely and now you're boring?
I don't think stop completely, but have friends with value. Choose your friend nicely. If you're going to be married and then you choose a friend who parties all night, all weekend, doesn't come home, drinks like I don't know what, then you're heading for disaster.
Okay.
Choose friends who build you, and you also must be a friend who also, you know, brings value to somebody's life. And then when you choose, okay, I know at the moment there is all these, what do you call them again? The TV games? The
Like PlayStation
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You can imagine you're married and you want time with your husband and everything, and husband has got 6 friends in the house. They're all sitting on the floor. They're all playing PlayStation, you name it.
Yeah.
Okay, there is nothing wrong with that, but everything needs to be timed well, and everything needs to have its time allocation. And then the greatest thing that you need to do is for the two of you, husband and wife, to have time to yourselves. Even if it means taking kids to the grannies and then just go out and just be yourselves. You need to do that. So life doesn't have to be boring because remember, you were friends in the beginning. This is where the friendship comes in.
Yes.
You've got to be friends. You've got to be friends.
You've
first.
got to be friends
Yes.
first. Okay,
Yeah.
totally get that. And then the last one then is a big one as well on family. So what does one do if, let's say, their partner does not get along with their family, or if maybe your family does not like who you're dating or who you're marrying? Because obviously that will become a problem. It will definitely become a problem. So how, and also just telling people, like let's say if you've had a problem in your marriage or relationship, relaying that information, or what do we say, like venting to your family. Is that an okay thing to do? What do you say about that?
It's not okay. It's not okay because remember, the two of you can forgive each other easily. So if you have had a problem, try by all means to handle it and not include your family, because the moment you include your family, then they're going to view your partner in a different way altogether.
Right.
And then 2 minutes later, you guys have made up. It's all hugs. You're all happy. Life goes on for you, but the rest of the people are grumpy. They cannot even see your partner in the same way. So try and avoid taking your issues to the family, solve them, and he must also do the same. He must also solve your issues. By the time we see you coming, you must just be this happy couple, this
Power
loving
couple, you know,
Yes,
couple of the
yes.
year. So we
But the
should
moment you take your
know.
issues out there, it means you're opening yourself for judgment. Everyone can say what they want, and this is when now it begins to be painful to you know, one of the
Like the partner, like the other partner.
Yes, the other partner. Then it's painful, and now people are talking about your partner in this way. But guess what? You are the one who gave them the tools.
Oh, I understand. I
Yes.
understand.
So cover, protect your partner. Let people know him for just
For
the
what
basic, for
you
what he is
see,
and
yeah.
what you want them to see, and then the rest, the behind the scenes, it's just like hotel food. We don't get to see all those chopped carrots and everything that happens in the kitchen. We
Nice
see
comparison.
the nice presentation. So
Right.
that is how a marriage should be. Don't give us too much information. No TMI, guys.
No TMI. Okay, that's nice. Okay, and then just the last, I've been saying the last thing, because I just love my mother's advice. But then speaking of not giving too much information, when it comes to best friends or, a friend, is it okay, let's say, for example, okay, I don't want to use myself as an example, Sarah is in a marriage or a relationship and it's not going so well. So then she relays that information to her best friend and she's like, oh, but you know what, actually, my husband is like this or my boyfriend is like this and I can't, and she keeps telling that information to a friend thinking that this is my girl, she's gonna keep it together.
No, I've known so many friends who've actually backstabbed each other. You tell your friends things, guess what, she's just gonna perfect. She will perfect and she'll find the right moment. She'll hit where it hurts most.
Yes.
And half the time you find the partner now, Sarah's partner, dating the best friend.
Oof.
So this is why I'm saying TMI is not wanted, but at the same time, find somebody in your family, be it your mom or anyone else, that you can confide in.
Right.
Because you're also a human being. You need to be able to have somebody who can counsel you, but also counseling is another thing. Because most especially, like in Africa, I know quite a lot of people who don't think counseling is important. And by the time they want somebody to listen to them, it is too late.
Yes.
And so lack of counseling will lead to depression, mental issues. It's a whole lot of things. So while you avoid TMI, too much information, you also need to have somebody who you can sit and pour your heart out. But that person has to be a trusted person, and usually a mature person who is not a threat to your marriage.
Yes. Oh, preach, mama, preach. All right. Well, okay. So that is basically the end of today's video. Do you have any?
And I forgot to mention, I think in the beginning you mentioned something about why, like, your grandmothers used to keep their marriages, for long. They were also like, at the moment people talk too much about women's rights. So that is a topic for another day. It is a huge one. And then the other thing that girls must never ever do, don't destroy the magic. Live-in is a different kind of ball game. So I know, like before you get married.
Yes.
Before people get married, this whole thing of let us try. Some people even call it test drive. You're not a car. You cannot be test driving. So that is where all the magic is lost.
Okay.
A lot of girls these days, they live in with the guy moves in and vice versa and everything else. By the time you want to get to marriage or everywhere else, there is nothing to look forward to.
Yes. The guy is tired. You've basically done everything. Because so this is basically like,
so no playing house. Wait for the right time.
Yes. So this is like fat and set or
something
cohabiting.
Like it works for some people, but a lot of people that I've spoken to, a lot of youngsters that I've spoken to, it did not work for them.
Yeah.
The next thing, the guy gets.
He gets tired. Show me something I don't know.
Exactly.
That kind of
thing. They
thing.
get tired of it. The girl also gets tired of it. Maybe the guy doesn't close the toothpaste. He leaves the toothpaste like that. The bathroom seat, the toilet seat, and things like that. And some of these things, allow yourselves to see them later, guys. There is nothing to rush. Nothing to rush for. You've got a whole life ahead of you. Take little steps. I know there's technology. I know this is modern, but you know what I always tell youngsters? I always tell youngsters that there isn't much difference from back then to now. If somebody stole, they went to prison, they went to jail. Up to now, if somebody steals, they still go to jail. If somebody messes around, they have a baby before time, before they are ready to, the results are still the same. As much as there's technology, as much as this is modern times, but you need to be able to know that there are things that don't change. Allow somebody, keep them in suspense. Keep them expecting something. But just don't live together. Today you live together with Roger, tomorrow it's Peter, tomorrow it's Derek.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Okay, so then does that then go with like how for the longest of times young girls have always been told to preserve their virginity and wait until you're married. So is that really the reason why? Like just to obviously so you're not like pregnant before you get married, but also just so that you actually enjoy your marriage, because then once you do, what is there to look look forward to.
Yes.
Because isn't that like what kind of like some people get excited to be like, oh my gosh, then we're gonna be married, and then oh my goodness.
Yeah, you see, you need to be able to don't be an open book.
Okay.
Somebody must just not read everything about you, and that is it. Take it a step at a time.
Yes.
Get somebody to look forward to getting married to you, to settling down with you, to doing this at the right time. Everything done at the right time is beautiful. So that's how it is. That is how it is. And then when you look at our like my own mother, my grandmother, the other thing that was there was they knew that as a woman, when you talk about the Bible now, as a woman, you are born to be a helper. And when I say helper, I'm not saying you should run around for someone and everything else. No. But you're born to do the things that he cannot do. You're his support system. You're not behind, you're by his side.
Yes.
So once you know who you are in a relationship, that you're there to be his anchor, he's also there to be your anchor, then you don't fight. You're not competing, but you're complementing each other.
Ah, beautiful. That is like mic drop. Whew. Mic drop. Wow, like that was actually really amazing. I feel like some things I know you've taught me, but I feel like certain things that I actually didn't even know as well that you mentioned here, which I really do appreciate. And I hope you guys did it as well, I hope you really listened very attentively to the advice that my mom just offered here, and try take it through, because I mean it worked for her. So
no, it did. It worked for me right until the end. Kept my vows, which is another thing. Guys, vows are not just made on a wedding day just for people to listen to. Keep your vows till the end. And I would actually say I'm grateful because I managed to keep them until death did us part.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, because I didn't mention, but some of you guys know. So, because my dad did pass away, unfortunately. So, but I won't get into that. I'm not trying to make this emotional. But yeah. So, you're basically saying that because when people say they vow, some people just think it's just and then when they say that through thick and thin, that means you must really be there for each other no matter what until the very end. So that is really amazing, and I'm happy that I got to grow up in such an environment where I saw you and dad, and your marriage was a really good example for me. And I'm always so grateful that, I saw how a wife treats her husband and how a husband treats, his wife and all of that stuff. So I'm actually very grateful for that. And I thank you for, just coming here and sharing your advice. I really hope that you guys all enjoyed it. And yeah, guys, so thank you for watching this. Once again, thank you to my mom for coming through. And yeah, if you guys did like this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Also comment down below what kind of stuff you can relate to, and whether you also do have some questions for my mother, because I will answer them. Well, she will answer them, which I will post on my Instagram page, which is at fuds_money. And yeah, guys, that is the end of today's video. So stay lovely, stay safe, and stay beautiful. Ciao.
Bye.
We're gonna be looking nice. Hello beauties, and welcome. No, I follow my channel. Oh, you look beautiful.